Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? Very good to see you all. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who we have in the house. Well, Copernicus, as always, how are you doing? Nostradamus, good to see you. Jan, Yarn Prepper are here. JT is in the house. All of the ladies are here, ladies and gentlemen, right? And by the ladies, I mean our moderators, all right? So behave yourselves because this is a family friendly show, okay? It's good to see you. Good to see everyone here today. Mitch, how you doing, Mitch? I love Jesus. Hello. Say hello to the girls. Before I forget, this is something that I was going to do last Friday had I had a live stream back then. But I'm going to do it today anyways, even though it's 4 days after the fact. Now, I wrote it down so that I wouldn't forget. But I want to give a big and special shout out to a Miss Tahara, who also goes by the nickname of Nini, all right, out of the great state of Georgia on her 32nd birthday. So happy birthday. It was on the 5th of June. So happy belated birthday to you, Nini. And I'm sure that the 5th of June was a very good day, and may the good Lord bless you with many more. All right. So happy birthday again to you. And let's say hello to Cherry. How are you doing, Cherry? Let's see. Retired Reyes is in the house. There is one thing that I would like to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. However, other than that, the floor will be yours. Actually, there's two things I want to talk about, but then the floor will be yours after that, and we'll see if we can stay for a good Q&A session after I give you all my little spiel that I usually like to give you all. Let's see, who else do we have here? Sparky's Run is here. How you doing, Sparky? Jay Black, good afternoon to you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, use codes for if you're going to buy some Mylar bags, and I actually have a whole bunch of these, okay? Actually, this is for seeds in Mylar, all right? But I have a whole bunch of Mylar bags that I have to review from probably one of the best Mylar bag companies that there is. But support our moderators. We all know that Yarn Prepper has a affiliate with a couple of different places, and this is one of them. So if you want to get some seeds to put away for long term, go ahead and use Yarn Prepper's link. All right, it's not going to cost you any more, and it ends up helping her out. And thank you for those of you that do. Hey, thank you very much. It was actually my birthday a little over a week ago, right? But this is my birth month, so thank you very much for that. Hello, Missy. How are you? Evita, how are you doing, Evita? Say hello to Fabio, or as I like to call him, JR, or say hello to JR, as I like to call him, Fabio. But how you guys doing? Good to see you here today. Alphonse, how are you doing? Alphonse Jolly, good to see you, brother. F. Pierce, saying hello to you all after having seen you for like a couple of weeks. It's almost like saying hello to someone new. Storm Rider, how are you doing? Good to see you. Rakamas is in the house. MG Monkey. And ladies and gentlemen, I thought we were going to have a giveaway today, but it may be postponed until our next live stream. But I was really hoping that we'd have a giveaway today. And it kind of like fell through a little bit. I think it'll be all right. I don't like to do giveaways that are being sponsored by a company unless I know 100% for sure that we are both in agreement, the company and I. All right. Because I want to make sure that if they say, yeah, give one or two of these away, that I'm doing exactly what they need me to do to give those away so that they can send them to you. All right. So we'll have to probably wait till our next live stream, unless I have an impromptu live stream between now and the next Friday, not next Friday, but the Friday after, for us to go ahead and do the giveaway. Mitch says, happy birthday. Thank you. I've been 29 for 35 years. Well, man, that is pretty good. You must have a little bit of vampire inside of you. Ronnie Braun, how are you doing? Good to see you. Don Quest, good to see you as well. Keisha is in the house. Keisha, I haven't seen you here for a while. How are you? Good to see you. Ann Palmer from the great state of Louisiana is in the house. Happy Friday. Well, I'm sure that every Friday is a happy Friday for you, Ann, now that school is out for the summer. Cindy Y. Busy Girl, how are you? Vilo. Natasha Anna, how are you? Be Charming is in the house. How you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Okay, this is a great message. To the newbies, all right, which we love. We use a chat slow mode. So we have a chat slow mode on at 45 seconds, which means that you have to wait 45 seconds in between being able to post another chat, right? And the reason that we do that is so that I can hopefully catch most of the questions or comments that are put here in order for me to share with you all, the community. And if you do want to post a question or a comment that you want to share with everyone, try to put it in all caps. That way, hopefully I can catch it. If I don't put that 45-second pause on there, the chats just go like crazy sometimes, and I cannot catch what anyone is asking or saying or wanting to say. All right, so that's why that's on there, okay? Hello, SR. How are you? Good to see you, my friend. Diana, too. How are you doing? Kay Now. Jean Eaton, how are you? The Happy Gardener's here. Fluffy Otter, Miss Red. Brad, Lisa, Lean. Aunt B is here. Storm Weather, happy Friday. Chelsea is in the house. I hope the little lady girl is doing okay. Well, she's not a little baby anymore. She's got to be what? About 6-7 months old now, I believe. Yeah, something like that. Tanya, how are you doing? All the way from Cuba, Mississippi. Pony Girl, Robbie Evans. Good evening, Mimi. How are you doing? Firefox, Rick Stahl, Just Arizona. Blessings to you as well. Thank you. Let me see. Outlaw Farms, Cutting Tool Designer. How are you? Good to see you. Brandon, Jeff Kozix is in the house. Amazing Grandma, Sunset Gazing. Thank you, Evita. Dave, Fake Person is here. Mark, Cinder, Michelle, Susan, Baby Root, Linda Hamilton. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and cover what I wanted to cover with you all, and then we're going to go ahead and open it up. Happy belated birthday. Mine was May the 23rd. All right. Well, happy belated birthday to you as well. Let's see, who is this? Garden Matic. Happy belated birthday to you as well. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for everyone that's saying happy birthday. I truly do appreciate it. Well, look at this. We have John from McBean Scottish Fitness here. How you doing, John? And look at this. We have Tommy from Tummy Bites. How you doing, Tommy? It's good to see you. Very good to see everyone. Trucker Hersey. I keep saying I'm going to go and talk about what we're going to talk about, but I keep seeing some of you that I haven't said hello to in a while. But yes. And look at that. Ann Palmer says, yes, every Friday is a great Friday because school is out. How you doing, Cowboy? Good to see you. Michael, how you doing? Eversberg, thank you. Well, it's kind of funny because, let me see, I'm going to have to share something with you here. I'll share the screen, share. And it's going to be, where is it? This one right here. But I'll share that with you here in a second. It's kind of funny because I took a look at my emails right before I came on my live, on this live right here. And someone sent me an email about banks limiting cash withdrawals, right? Well, yesterday I get a text from my brother that lives in the Dominican Republic, right? We text back and forth through WhatsApp. And he says, hey, bro, they're limiting cash withdrawals here at the banks. Not only are they doing it in ATMs, but they're doing it at the banks. And I'm like, really? And he says, yeah, but I'm okay because I take all my cash out as soon as I get cash in there, which is a good thing. And then I get an email today, right before the live stream starts. I check my email and I get this right here. Let's see if you can all see this. Where am I at? And I'm not sure if you can see, but it says, due to emergency conditions and to accommodate all customers, today's daily cash withdrawal limit is $1,000. And this is at a Wells Fargo. And this is from a Twitter account. I don't have on there which one it is. But obviously, you can see that this is a sign that was put on the inside of a Wells Fargo's window establishment. So one day, what I believe will happen is that the banks will just close. And whatever you have in there is going to be lost. And it makes me sick because I keep money in there because I have to pay taxes, right? So the money that I have in there will probably be lost. And then in addition to that, the government is still going to expect you to pay the taxes that you owe, even though you lost your money. But that's just one of the conditions, ladies and gentlemen. Here, let me close this out real quick. This is just one of the conditions that exists prior to the end of an empire, to the end of a system, right? This is the fourth turning of this human's generation, of this human experience. We are in the fourth turning of the human experience of this nation, right? And the fourth turning, for those of you that don't know, is just a time period, right? It's a cycle that happens that has happened several times before us for millennia. It's just a cycle of crises. And anyone that's looked around that knows what's going on and has seen what's been going on for the last decade and a half or so, it's been crises after crises after crises. And the crises, ladies and gentlemen, it will continue. Why? Because we are going to continue to have more crises after crises until after we turn over to that next generation, which will not be for about another 7 to 10 years. And that's why I say prepare, because the better that you are prepared, the better that you will get through the crises years. And unfortunately, on top of crises, because you see, being that this is a cycle, and it is a cycle of nature because it has to do with the human cycle, all right? Being that this is a cycle, these crises events, they were going to happen anyways. But what makes it worse is that government gets in the way because government loves crises. It's what allows them to stay in power. It's what allows them to enact laws in order to govern over you because of crises. So not only do they take advantage of the crises that occur naturally, all right, or even if it's man-made outside of government, but they also, in my opinion, like to goat crises forward, like to make crises maybe a little worse than what it is, like to scare the people in order that in itself creates a crisis. Why? Because they gain more power through crises. Why? Because people in general, they don't like to study history and see how it is that the world really works behind the rose-colored glasses that they are used to wearing on an everyday basis. So this is just one of those symptoms. If you don't have money out of the bank, then I'm not a financial advisor. I have to say that because I'm on the internet. Then what I would say is what I would do is I would make sure that I keep a little bit of money out of the bank, not everything, because we still have to live our lives. Most people that I know, at least, including myself, pay their bills from their bank accounts, right? Or with credit cards and stuff like that. And then they pay their credit cards from their bank accounts, right? Most people that I know do it like that. And I would say that most people, that's how they do it nowadays in the technological world that we live in. So, of course, I like to keep a little bit of money in the bank to make sure that I can pay my taxes, number one, so that I can pay my bills, number two. But I also like to keep a little bit of money away from the banks, somewhere where that cash is liquid, meaning that you can get to it in a quick hurry. Should something like this happen where they say, sorry, you're only allowed to take out this much. Today is $1,000, right? Which to some people, it may sound like a lot, but tomorrow it may only be 500. And the day after that, it may only be 100. Or let's say that we go into some kind of a hyperinflationary event and it's still $1,000. Well, what's it going to buy you? So that's why it's always a great idea to make sure that you have a little bit of liquidity in whatever cash you do have sitting outside of the bank, as well as having some sitting inside of the bank, in order that one makes your life easier and that one provides insurance for your life. All right. So I wanted to talk about that because I think that is important. I believe that as the years go on and our debt increases more and more and more, and our tax base increases more and more and more, right? Because you better guarantee it, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a scholar. I'm not an economic scholar in any ways. I don't have a degree in anything like that. I think I took Econ 101 when I went to college because it was mandatory. It was one of the prerequisites, right? So I have no degree in this, but I guarantee you that our taxes will go up. I don't care how many times a politician tells you your taxes are not going to go up. Your taxes, I guarantee, will be going up, right? Because that's the only way that the government can pay the ever rising tax burden or debt burden that we have, the interest burden that we have on our debt. That's the only way that they can pay it. It's either that or print more money. And taxing you directly is one way of taxation, but printing money out of thin air is another way of taxation. It's just not directly. It's an indirect tax that most people don't know or understand to be a tax. So it's guaranteed that your taxes will continue to go up. In other words, protect yourselves in every way that you possibly can. That's what preparedness is about. It's not about hoarding. It's about having those things that you need for an everyday basis in order to continue to have the same standard of living that you have now, right? In bad times as well as in good times. That's what preparedness is about. And it's not just for one thing. It's for everything that has to do with your life, all right? So you have to tailor it to your life, but preparedness as a whole is what you do in order to preserve your standard of living. And as far as Washington, D.C. is involved, as long as they are involved, ladies and gentlemen, your standard of living is only going to go down one way, right? There's only so much more money that you can make, right? Whatever skill set you have, there's only so much more money that you can make. Unless you go to Johnny Bravo's channel. Ladies and gentlemen, please go to Johnny Bravo's channel. His YouTube channel name is J Bravo. All right, we got 350 people here. If you're not subscribed to Jay Bravo, right, he's a finance guy. He is funny as heck. He's a really good guy. He's been stuck at 199,000 subscribers for I don't know how long. All right, his videos are very suppressed because he likes to speak the truth. Go over there and subscribe. Give him a subscribe. I guarantee you, you're going to like this guy. And he has very good information. He puts out a video every single day with very good information on finances and the economy that you should be knowing about. And he also offers some classes that he's made up on trading. So if you want to earn money trading, go check him out and see if you can earn some money trading. But I'm not saying that you will. Why? Because this is the internet. But anyways, go check out Johnny Bravo, man. That guy he should have way more subscribers than I have. He should have 1 million subscribers as far as I'm concerned because of the information that he puts out. But anyways, hey, look, Sharon, how are you, Sharon? Good to see you, Raven P. All day, every day, preparedness. How you doing, Matt? Good to see you, brother. Really nice to see you, man. Ali is here. Good to see you as well. Pinch Runner is here. Mama B is here. Donna Randall. Who else do we have that I maybe to say hello to? Let's see. Thade Wraith, how are you? The prepping artist. Rick Stahl, how are you doing? Walter Rutherford. All right, you just subscribed to Jay Bravo. You're going to love this guy. You're going to love him. He puts out great content. Trust me. Let's see. What does Tommy have to say? Tommy says, my neighbor gave me a huge head of lettuce as a thank you for the eggs I gave him. For the eggs that I gave him. I love that. Yes, it is. That's awesome, isn't it? A little bit of bartering between you and your neighbor. That's a great way to start a relationship. If you don't know your neighbors, by the way, is bring them over something. How are you doing, Deborah? Good to see you, Deborah Ramirez. Good to see you. Jersey Gypsy. All right, there's Johnny Bravo's channel. Man, I would love nothing more than to see him get over 200,000 after today. That would be so cool for him. Let's see. And when you go there, you don't have to be saying like AP sent me or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. I sincerely believe that his channel should have so many more subscribers because he is so good at what he does, all right, and so committed at what he does. So it's not about you telling him anything like, hey, AP sent you. No, not at all. I just think that he's a great content creator. And NYC Prepper, how you doing? Good to see you. Paul Sargent, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Oh, great for you, Paul. Paul is getting a 1,500-pound bonus, and what's he doing with it? He's buying silver. Hey, I can't say I disagree with you right there. Not one bit. Deb Smith, how are you? Cat Lady Life, how are you doing? Yes, he does. Lorraine Diaz asks, I just subscribed to Johnny Bravo. Does he have crazy blonde hair? That's him. That is him. Let's see. KP, how are you doing? All the way from Louisiana. How are you doing, Mary? Good to see you. Very nice to have you. Thank you for joining us today. American Patriot is here. American Patriot is already subscribed. You didn't even know. Oh my goodness, really, Outlaw Farms. Outlaw Farms says, my neighbors are not too nice. One of them burned down the other's camp. Well, that's not a good thing. Janet, how are you? Hello, Tiffany. All right. All right, listen, I wanted to show you something else, okay? This is not a sponsored live stream, so no company or anything is sponsoring this, right? It's just that one of my partners, one of the companies that I partner with, they sent me a code to give you all 20% off if you're in the market for it and if you want to get it, all right? I'm not telling you that you should get it or anything like that, but I'm going to show it to you. They sent me a code to give you all 20% off, and let me go ahead and show you what it is. I have to get it up here. Let me see, share screen. Okay. All right, so now you all know that I partner with Simpure. I think that Simpure is a great company. All right, and I mainly think that they're a great company because, oh, just a second, let me try and see if I can, there we go. See if I can get that in there. I mainly think that they're a great company. Why? Two things. Number one, I think they make a very good product. And in the past, I've always promoted Simpure because I think they make a very good reverse osmosis water filtration system. I think they make a great system at a very good competitive price. They make the countertop version, which is the version that I reviewed here several months ago. And they also make the under the sink version in two different types. One, the one that has the tank, and one that doesn't have a tank, which is a newer one. I think it's called the T600, right? However, with all of the smoke and stuff going on in the East Coast from all of those fires that are occurring over in Canada, I believe, they sent me a code for anyone that was in the market to get an air filtration system. And when I took a look at them, I've never really taken a look at their air filtration systems because I've already got one. You can see one in the back of my bunker, which I don't really need anything big for this little bunker. It's 120 square feet. And in my house, I have one that's a medical grade, huge air filtration system that's very expensive. I think it's a little over $1,000 or so. So I've always told them, well, I don't really need one, so I don't want to review one if I don't really need it. You know, I want to review something that I need and that is not operating for me now the way that it should be, right? So for example, if that air filtration system, there was a piece of junk, I'd be like, yeah, send me one to review. But that one's done the job, right? But that one was actually more expensive than the ones that they have here. So they said, hey, listen, for anyone that is in the market for an air filtration system, and you can take a look at the prices. They're not very expensive. $100, $100, $250, $130. Well, they're offering 20% off of any of their stuff that's on their site, right? If you want to go on there and get it. And I left the code and the link on the description of this video, and I'll go ahead and leave it on a pinned comment once we're done with the live stream, right? So anyone that wants to go over there, I really like Simpure. They've always treated us well. They do giveaways here all the time. All right. They were going to do a giveaway today, but I postponed it because I wasn't sure exactly what they wanted me to give away. If it was one item or two items or three items, and I didn't want to overstep my bounds. And the reason why I'm showing you all this is because I think that 20% off is a great deal. And I believe that anyone that lives in the East Coast should probably be thinking about getting something to clean the air, at least inside of their apartment or their house, with all of the smoke that's happening right now. Normally, I wouldn't say, just a second. Normally, I wouldn't say, yes, an air filtration system is something that you have to have in your home. Like I do when I talk about reverse osmosis water filtration system. An RO system, I believe everyone should have. Everyone should have. And then just make sure that they supplement their bodies with those electrolytes that they're going to need, that the RO takes out of the water that you're purifying, right? Because you just never know. No matter what your municipality or utility company tells you about your water, you just never really know if your water is safe to drink unless you take it and actually send it out to be tested, right? And how many people do that? Probably nobody that you know does that. I don't know anyone that does that, and I don't even do that. Well, I don't have to. I have an RO system. All right. So I've always said, yes, you should have an RO system. It's something you should always have. Every family should have. Every household should have. Well, I've never said that with an air filtration system because I don't believe that. I don't believe that every single family should have an air filtration system. In some places, you just don't need it, right? Where I live here, it's very nice, clean air. But the reason that I have one in my house is because there's really no like central air. There's like no circulation. So that air filtration system that I have, it acts as a circulant. It circulates my air and cleans it at the same time. But if it was for that, I really wouldn't have one. But for what's going on in the East Coast now and in those affected states, I would say that if I lived there, I would definitely want to have one. So I just want to say thank you to Simpure. I didn't ask for this. They just sent me the code and said, hey, listen, 20% off for anyone that wants to take advantage of it. So if you're looking for one of those, or if you're in the market for one of those, go ahead and get the 20% off if you want to get it from Simpure. Right. So let's go ahead. Anyone that has any questions, ladies and gentlemen, put it in all caps. Okay. And or anything that you want to share with the community. I've been yapping about here for about 25 minutes now. So let's go ahead and turn it over to all of you. Right. Hello, Susan. How are you doing? Good to see you. Gina, how are you doing, Gina? Trinity. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Emmanuel Bravo is in the house. How are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. NC, how are you doing? Let's see. NC says free water test kits from Lowe's, but can't rely on one test. Yeah, I mean, it's just better to be safe than sorry. Now, and that's a great point that NC makes. NC says, yeah, you can get a free water test, but can you really rely? How can you rely on it? How important is it for you to make sure that your family is drinking water that's safe to drink? And who do you trust to tell you that that water is safe to drink? I trust myself. I trust myself and my little water pen that I use to make sure that the water that's coming out of my RO system is as pure water as I can get. That's who I trust. Because you just never know, ladies and gentlemen. You know how many years, and I know we keep going back to Flint, Michigan, right? The catastrophe that happened there is it's the best example that we can use where a local government failed its people, not because they didn't know what was going on, but because they didn't know what was going on and it was too expensive for them to fix the problem. So they just failed to say anything. They decided not to say anything. So yeah, I would rather just be on the safe side than to have to trust anyone with my family's well-being. Linda Bob, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Fluffy Otter says smoke has been terrible in my area. Totally blocked our mountain. Finally clearing up a bit today. Yeah, hopefully it rains a little bit. If it rains a little bit, hopefully it'll die down some and bring all those particulates onto the ground. Scott Hummer, how are you doing? Good to see you. Gina, Trinity, the Prepared Irishman, how are you? Let's see. Who else do we have here? 96R Harris, how are you? Let's see. What was the name for the Mylar bags and where to get them? I always forget the name of those darn bags. I think it's Wallaby, right? I'm actually going to be doing a video about halfway through the week or so, reviewing a lot of the things that they have, because they send me a little package of Mylar bags and stuff, and I actually have things that I have to put away for long term, right? That I can no longer eat as much as I used to, right? So I'm going to go ahead and be reviewing all of them. And from the first thing that I can see about them is I think that they're very high quality. I haven't really taken everything out of the package and everything yet, but from what I can see from one package that I opened, they look like they're very high quality bags, very thick, which is really good for Mylar. But be on the lookout for that video, ladies and gentlemen. Suburban Hillbilly, how you doing? Good to see you. Lourdes Rodriguez, how are you doing? Let's see. Joan Paz, how are you? Good to see you. Stacy, Deb Z, how are you? Happy Friday to you, Linda Bob. Sherry, how are you doing? Let's see. Oh, Michael is doing good. Thank you for asking. Michael is doing good, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm sure that there's a lot of people, Irishmen, that are experiencing some ill effects from the wildfires. I mean, here, the last time that we had a really big wildfire that was close enough to where I live to affect us, and it wasn't even that close, it was really far away, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was so bad that ash was raining down on us. And it was really far away. I'm talking about like maybe more than 100 miles away from us. I'm not sure if that's far away when you're talking about fires, but it was really bad. And the fire that we had before then that was really bad was when I was actually building this house. The year that I started building this house, I would come out here after work and I would come out here on the weekend for about a year and a half straight until we built our house. And I remember I came out here once to start cutting some trees down after we got our property. And I was here for like an hour and I had to leave because I felt like I'd smoked a couple packs of cigarettes. And the smoke, the haze of the smoke was at about eye level. That's how low it had come down. It was terrible. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that anyone that lives in those areas and not even if they spend a lot of time indoors, because where else are you going to be with all that smoke? You should definitely look into getting something to filter that smoke out of the air because that's just not good for you. Let's see. Lillian, how are you doing? Good to see you. Well, yeah, that's true, Walter. I am trusting the equipment, but you have to trust something, right? Or else where do you stop, or where do you go, right? You have to trust something. And the reason why I do trust the equipment, and I'm pretty sure you're talking about the RO systems, is I've been using it for years. I've been using it for years and it's always been good. However, there is a way to test your RO system even if you don't have a pen. And I've done this before, to tell you the truth. I've never showed it to you because it's such a simple thing, but I've done it before. Let me explain to you how you can test your RO system, how clean your water from your reverse osmosis system is coming out compared to just regular tap water. This is what you do. It's so simple that I don't need to illustrate. I can just talk you through it. So when you put something through a reverse osmosis system, it's supposed to take out pretty much 100% of the particulates, or at least 99.999999 infinity of the particulates inside that water. Okay. Now, your regular tap water, that's not going to happen because it usually comes from your utility at anywhere between 100 to about 150, 170 ppms, particulates per million, right? So the way that you determine if your RO system is working is you take about 2 ounces of reverse osmosis water and you put it inside of a very clean stainless steel pan, a pan or a small pot, and you go ahead and turn on the heat on your stove and you let that water burn off. You let the water evaporate until there's nothing left of water in that pan. Now, whatever particulates are left in that RO water will show up as a little white stain in the middle of your stainless steel pot. You'll be able to see a little white stain. Now, if you take water from your tap that's not gone through an RO process, reverse osmosis, you're going to see a very big white stain. You should try it. All right, try it. Do it with like 1 ounce or even 2 ounces, whatever you would like. I would do it with like 2 ounces because it's a better test. It's a bigger test subject. But if you do it with your RO system, you can burn that water down. You should see nothing. And if you do see something, it should be just like a little speck from a needle. But the water that you do that with from your tap water that didn't go through your RO, you're going to see a lot more particulates left behind after it burns off. All right. So you can test whether your system is working well or not by doing that test. And it's actually a visual test that you can see. So, and I'm great that you brought that up, because if you hadn't brought that up, then I wouldn't even thought about that, because I have done that before. Laura Beth, how are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, you're still getting a whole bunch there, huh? Oh, you're saying the crisis is still happening there. Yeah, incredible. How you doing, Troll? Good to see you. Yeah, Troll, I know we used to do that all the time. Drink water from the hose, right? But I'm not sure if we all have the same, or if the new generation has the same immune system that we did back then. Let's see. Lori, how you doing, Lori? Lori is asking for healing prayers from the community as she has severe stomach issues and a surgery upcoming. Well, prayers go out to you, Lori. All right, our thoughts will be with you, and make sure that you let us know once you're done with your surgery and how you're doing. Okay? Yeah. Best of luck to you, by the way. God bless. Debs, how are you doing? Jean Eaton, how are you? Let's see. Mars Sense, how are you doing? Mars Sense from, let's see, hello from Bay of Islands, Newfoundland, Canada. Well, welcome, and hello to you. Thank you for being here. Wallaby Goods, that's the name of those bags. And I've heard about these bags before. And so we're going to test them out. I'm going to give you an honest review on those. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Garden Maddox says, I live in Ohio, but luckily I live east of Palestine, Ohio. And, a year from now, ladies and gentlemen, most people are going to forget about Palestine, Ohio. And then it'll take another crisis such as what happened in Palestine for people to realize that, you know what, maybe we should have some kind of a water filtration system in our homes. And I mean, I don't know that you can really blame people nowadays. I'm not sure that you can really blame your average Joe out there or Jane out there who's just trying to earn a living, just trying to pay the bills, living paycheck to paycheck, putting a little bit of food on their family's table, for them not to really know these things or for them to remember these things, because they're struggling every day. And what do you say to a person that's struggling every day, worried about how they're going to pay their next month's rent? What do you say to a person about, hey, do you trust your water? And they don't have time for that. They don't have time to come home and research it. They're working, 16 hours a day, 12 hours a day, just so they can keep their head above water. I did a video earlier this week about the Cloward and Piven strategy. And I'll tell you what, it's been working very well. It's something that's been going on for the last 50, 60 years or so. And it's been working very well. It's been doing its job as intended, by those people that have implemented that strategy upon us here in the United States and other Western nations, I would say. So yeah, you can't blame a lot of people for their, I'm going to say this, but in a kind manner, for their ignorance, right? Because ignorance is just when you don't know something. But there's two types of ignorance: is self-induced ignorance, where you just refuse to learn, or ignorance that just happens naturally because you just don't have the time, to learn those things that's going on around you, because you're just surviving. So it's just not a good thing. Jay Black, how you doing? Let me see. Jay Black says a box fan and filters helps with the smoke. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? If at least you can seal off the sides of the window, if you're putting it in a window or something that is open, and you can put a filter bag there. I mean, that would work, I would say, for good enough. I think that would work good enough. Okay, let's see. Robin, it was my birthday. All right, this is my birth month. Okay, June. So it was my birthday. Let's see. Oh no, Jeffrey Lindquist, how you doing, Jeffrey? Good to see you, my friend. How's Pebbles? And did you get another kitten? Pebbles is in her prime right now. She is in her glory. The summertime is when Pebbles has the most fun because she gets to be a predator. And the streets are lined with mice and voles. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, here what we have is voles, right? But they're mice. They're little mice. They're called voles. I don't know why, but they're little mice. But the streets are lined with voles. She is a little hunter, and she loves going out there and hunting all day long. She's probably already lost at least a good pound and a half since summer started. And a pound and a half is a lot of weight. I mean, that's like 20% of what she normally weighs, a pound and a half. But she spends all day outside hunting. And unfortunately, which I do not like this, and I always give her a good talking to when I see her do this, is every once in a while she'll bring home a bird. And I really don't like that she gets the birds. But there's nothing that you can do about it. And the summertime is her freedom. We let her outside, and she can go outside anytime she wants. And when she wants to come in, she gets by the door. We have a window on our door, and she'll get up on a box that we have there, and she'll peek in and say meow, meow, meow until we hear her and let her in. Right. But yeah, she's doing well. And I'm not sure if you knew, but several months ago we did get another kitten that was abandoned. Well, it wasn't abandoned, but the mother had the kittens out, in the woods, and we found that one, and we ended up keeping her. So she's part of the family now. Her name is Lucy, right? And she doesn't like me very much. Every time that I even talk around her, she scoots away. I don't know why, but she gets fed every day. She's well taken care of, and she's part of the family now. Let's see, what else? How you doing, Hillsong? Good to see you. All right, let's see. We're making it down. We're making it down here a little bit. Where are we at? Okay. Does reverse osmosis system take out PFAs? Yes. Yes, it does. It takes out PFAs. The forever chemicals, right? Reverse osmosis pretty much takes out everything from the water. It takes out everything to the point where you actually, if you're not eating a regular diet, right, a diet that has electrolytes in it, I mean salt and all the minerals and stuff that you need. If you're not eating a regular diet, like me, all I eat is meat, right? That's all I eat: meat or eggs. Meat, eggs, cheese, butter. That's all I eat. Okay. So to my reverse osmosis water, I have to add electrolytes. Right. I found that out the hard way. All right. Because I was suffering. and I figured it out that I was short on electrolytes. So it takes everything out to the point where you even have to add electrolytes to it. Unless you're eating a regular diet where you eat all the other stuff, all the carbs and all that kind of stuff that people normally eat, then you necessarily don't have to add that to it. But it wouldn't hurt if you did, okay? But it does take out everything. Did Johnny, look at that. That's awesome, ladies and gentlemen. That makes me so happy. Oh, I'm so happy for Johnny. He finally hit that 200K. Goodness gracious. Now I don't have to hear him whine about it all the time. All he ever does is whine. Please subscribe. I want to hit 200K. Just kidding. If for some reason you see this, Johnny Bravo, congratulations, man. You deserve it so much. So congratulations. And look at this. We have an intruder, ladies and gentlemen. We have an intruder from Nutrient Survival, and her name is Becky. All right, Becky, the emu lady. How you doing, Becky? Good to see you. Thank you for joining in. TGIF to you. All right, give everyone a big hello over there at Nutrient Survival from the AP community. And just in case there's anyone new here, if you're not prepped up with long-term food storage and you haven't checked out Nutrient Survival, let me go ahead and give you my 30-second spiel because I've become pretty good at it over the years. All right. So Nutrient Survival is the most nutrient-dense, freeze-dried, long-term food storage that you're going to find. You're not going to find any more food anywhere that's as nutrient-dense as Nutrient Survival, right? It's the way that food should be. So if you eat regular stuff, unlike me, that only eats meat, and you want to put away the best and most nutrient-dense long-term food storage that there is, go check them out, all right? I have a link for them in the description of the video of every one of my videos, plus a code so that you can save 10% off. I believe it's AP10, all right? So and their coffee is the best darn coffee that I've ever had, right? So go check them out. They are awesome, and their people are my friends, and they're good people, which is why they're my friends. So thank you, Becky, for being here. And yeah, Nutrient Survival is, well, look, ladies and gentlemen, look, I mean, my bunker is full of Nutrient Survival, and I'm looking at a wall that's full of Nutrient Survival, all right? So it's because it's good stuff. And I bought all this stuff, too. They didn't give me this. I bought all this stuff. Nancy Floyd, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. How far behind am I? Let me see. Oh, look at that. I'm not that far behind. I'm only like 8 minutes behind. Let's see. All day, Matt. Matt says, AP, how's the weather there? Feels more like April here rather than June. Yeah, it's actually, today is actually a very nice day, but the nights have been a little bit chilly. It's actually pretty warm today. Look at that. The temperature outside today is 72 degrees. Okay. So it's a pretty warm day. But then again, that sometimes can be a little bit deceiving because it depends on how the sun is hitting the thermometer that I have out there. All right. Obviously, this is a digital thermometer. And I know that yesterday when I was here in the bunker, it read that it was like 100 degrees. Well, no, wait a minute. I'm sorry. The temperature outside is 69 degrees. This is inside. All right. But yesterday it read outside that it was like 110 degrees. And that's because the sun was shining right on the thermometer, right? So it could be a little bit cooler than that, but it's about that, about 69, 70 degrees outside. Very nice. But the thing is that the evenings are usually a little bit cooler. They're probably down in the 50s. I've woken up to a few days in the high 30s and the low 40s here within the last couple of weeks. So pretty, I think on average is going to be a little bit of a cooler building season for us. I don't like to say summer because it's like all of our warm seasons are all compressed into one, like into 3 months. So I think it's going to be a little cooler overall building season for us. Let's see. Deb Z, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Who else is here? Suzanne E. Gaulet, good to see you. 96R Harris. Don Quest is here. I don't know, Janet. If anybody knows, send me an email. If it's not something that you can talk about, in public. If anyone knows where B. Walker is or what's happened to B. Walker, please send me an email. All right. I have no idea where B Walker is. Surviving behind liberal lines. How are you doing? Good to see you. It is what it is. Good to see you as well. Snow Angel says you should do a short video on how to test the water for everyone to have a reference to go back to. Maybe I will do that. It's maybe I'll just do that as a combination or as a little extra to a video that I'm going to do anyways. Because like I said, it's such a simple way to do it to make sure that your RO system is working properly and to be able to visually see. It's so simple that anybody can do it. So maybe I'll just do that as an add-on to a video that I'm going to do anyways, because it'll literally take like less than a minute. Well, you all know me. I can take a 1 minute clip and turn it into 20 minutes. So maybe it won't. How you doing, Star? Good to see you. Hello from East Texas. Grilling steaks on homemade barbecue pit. Man, you had to go ahead and tease me with that steak thing, huh? Knowing that I'm a carnivore now, Star. That's okay, because I've got a couple of ribeyes that are about this big in the house right now, thawing out. That will be going on, not my Barbie, my air fryer, right? I only cook steaks in an air fryer now. It's my favorite way to do it. Let's see. Linda Bob says, Rudy, with the zero water filter pitcher system, that little blue tester that comes with it is the good and bad reading numbers with it. What is the okay? So what are you talking? So you're talking about the ppm tester that comes with the zero water pitcher filter, which in my opinion is a great water filtration system. It's just not very economical if you're going to use it every single day, because it goes through filters a little bit faster. That's like my last go-to water filtration system that I have. And the one that I will use also, we have some kind of a radioactive emergency or crises, if you know what I mean. All right. So, in all, it's not really that expensive to operate. You can get about a good 50 gallons of water out of each filter. And each filter is, the last time I knew, was between $8 and $10 per filter, depending on whether you bought them by the singles or by multiples in a pack. All right. So it still comes out to like, I don't know, 5 cents per gallon if you pay full price for the filter, which is great, but it's a lot more than what you're paying for when you use reverse osmosis over the long run. All right. But that zero water filter, I think it's an excellent filter. And it comes with a water stick, which is the little blue pen that gives you the number, which is the ppms or the TDS. A lot of them call it TDS, Tango Delta Sierra, which stands for total dissolved solids, and ppm is the parts per million of the TDS in the water. Okay, so the lower that number is, the better. All right, my rule of thumb is that for that zero water filtration system, or for any water filtration system, the lower that it is, the better, number one. But I will continue to use that filter until it hits up to 50, up to 50 ppms. And the reason for that is twofold. Number one is that 50 ppms is usually better than the water that you get at the gas station out of one of those bottles that you pay $3 for. It's usually better than that. All right. I'm not talking about the ones that you get in the gallon that has pure water in it, that was distilled water. That's going to come at zero, but you're going to pay the price for that. Right. However, it's 50 ppm and less is usually better than the bottles that you get at the gas station. Right. And also because the water that comes out of your tap that your utility company says is good to drink is said to be between 100 and 200 is safe to drink. So as long as the ppms that come out of your tap is less than 200, it's considered safe to drink. So I have no problem letting my water filters go all the way up to 50, because it's still a lot cleaner than what you're going to get anywhere else anyways. All right. So that's what that stick is for. The lower the number, the better. But all you have to do is get online. And I've done videos about this in the past. But anyways, get online and look up what ppm is safe for water for you to drink. What is the highest ppm that is safe for you to drink water? And I do believe that for municipalities, they say that it's up to 200, which I would never drink water that was all the way at 200. Sorry, I can't do that. That's just too much. And you can tell the taste. Once it's getting up there, 170, 200, you can tell by the way it tastes. Thank you, Aunt B. Thank you very much for that. Let's see. Yeah, I know Nancy, and I know NC. That's what she does. She brings us all of those little vows or mice, leaves them on the front porch. That's what she's doing. Is I call it paying her rent. She thinks she's paying her rent, which in part she really is, because she does help to keep the little communities of those vowels here. She keeps them down, which is good. So that is a good thing, because they truly are a menace. They are. And especially now that I'm working on the chicken coop, I should have chickens here within the next, I would say, 3 to 4 weeks. My chickens are being fostered, so by the time I get them, they're going to be a little bit bigger, right, than chicks. But yeah, I should have them. With the chicks here, it'll be nice to get those voles out of the yard, and thinned down, so that they don't become a menace to the chickens as well. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. For those of you that just joined in, this is my birth month. My birthday was earlier this week, so thank you very much. Let's see, Hendry, how you doing, Hendry? Good to see you. Can you freeze multivitamin tablets for a long time, or do they disintegrate? So I'm not sure exactly how long the efficacy of a vitamin is, dependent on how long you've had them. But I have heard that if you freeze, medication to include vitamins, that they last a lot longer. So if I were to do that, what I would do is I would vacuum seal them, and then I would put them in the freezer. However, listen, Henry, and I'm not trying to get you to do something you don't want to do, but if you want to get all of the vitamins that you need, go check out Nutrient Survival and check out their vitamin drink, all right, or their liquid vitamin. It has all the vitamins that you need, and it lasts forever. It's freeze dried. They freeze dry everything, even their vitamin powders. And all you have to do is just put it away in your pantry, and it pretty much lasts the next 25, 30 years, keeping 98% or more of its efficacy. Because anything that you freeze dry maintains its nutritional value up to about 98% for about 25 to 30 years. So go check them out and try it. I guarantee you, every single person that I've ever given some, I forget the darn name, Immune Boost, or the berry blend, or the liquid vitamin to, I tell them, just try it for 4 or 5 days. I'll give them a little pack of 15 or something, tell them, try it for 4 or 5 days. They come back and say, yeah, I want some more of that stuff. Why? Because it works, ladies and gentlemen. It's just really good stuff, and it really works. So try that out if you're concerned about having vitamins that's going to last you a really long time. And I'm talking about decades, or a decade or more. And I'm sure that that will work for you. Hey, Tristan, how you doing, man? It's good to see you, Tristan. Nice to see you here. Let's see. Liz Watson, how are you? Happy Friday to you. Kate Paul is here. How are you doing? If you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you put them all in caps, all right? Even anything that you want to share with the community. That way I don't miss it. Let me see. Band again is here. Tracy Bailey, how you doing? How you doing, Karen Mills? Good to see you. Oh, let's see. Jack, how are you doing? Let's see, Jack. Did you all hear about that Grush guy coming out saying the U.S. has alien? Yeah, I did see that. I saw that short interview with that guy saying that it's some guy that came out and spilled the beans on that the United States or the Pentagon has been hiding from the people that there are alien beings or beings from other places outside of the earth, and that they have alien crafts and stuff like that. I mean, I don't have a reason not to believe it. I mean, there's been so many sightings over the years, captured and stuff like that, even from our own military, of spacecraft or crafts in the air, UFOs in the air, that were doing maneuvers that are impossible to us, that defy the laws of physics as we know it, that have been captured on camera. And all of this documented evidence that they've had over the years. I wouldn't say that it's out of the realm of possibility. If I did say that there's no way that that's true, I would be living in a normalcy biased world. Only because we've never seen it with our eyes, and only because we've never experienced it with our beings, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So I wouldn't pass it. I wouldn't put it past that that's true. I would say that I think it has a very good ability to be true. Let me see. NC says Redmond real salt, good to add. Absolutely, I love Redmond salt. I remember somebody asking me on one of my videos, because I was like, this salt is the best salt I've ever had. Someone put in the comments, salt is just salt. Isn't it just salt? And I'm like, I don't know how to explain it, but if you've never had Redmond salt, go buy yourself some Redmond salt, right? They sell it on Amazon if you can't find it, or they go to Redmond salt. Go to my reversing diabetes videos. I forgot what episode. I think it's like episode 4 or 5, where I have a link to the Redmond salt, and I have a code on there. I believe the code is Dante, Dante, which is one of the YouTubers that I follow. That's a carnivore channel, right? And use his code because you get 15% off, which is a great deal for Redmond salt, and he gets a little bit of a kickback. So you'll be helping him out. But go ahead and try that Redmond salt, ladies and gentlemen. That salt is the best salt I've ever had. I use that thing on everything. All right. I use it on anything that I'm eating. And every once in a while, I even sprinkle a little bit on my water as well. Even if I put a little bit of electrolytes in it, I'll sprinkle a little bit of Redmond in it. That salt is just delicious. I would be very happy to partner with Redmond salt. So if Redmond salt, if you're hearing this, send me an email. I would love to affiliate with your Redmond salt because I think it's the best salt I've ever had in the world. It really is. It's just delicious. And anyways, they were saying like, it's just salt. I'm like, no, I just can't explain it. It just has a very good and pure taste to it. And if you compare it to like the salt that you get for table salt or any other salt, you're going to notice that taste. It's just got a very clean and filtered taste, even though they never processed it or put it through any kind of filtration. It's just pure good salt. Oh, wow. I'm very far behind. I'm to the part where everyone is just now saying hello to Becky. Lisa Foster, how are you doing? Good to see you. Happy Friday to you. Let's see. Thank you, Kate Paul. Thank you very much. Let's see. Evita says, anybody else feeling what's on the air? Spent a day at the beach that usually relaxes me this time. This time the experience was very eerie. It felt heavy, not relaxing at all. I'm sure that a lot of people are feeling that anxiety in the air. I'm sure that a lot of people are. I just hope that people are preparing. I hope that people are preparing en masse. I just don't think that people are. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we just have to learn to be able to live our lives and continue to prep without making prepping our lives, right? I hope that makes sense, right? Because we do have to live our lives. Well, that is awesome, Tanya. Tanya got her package from Nutrient Survival. That's awesome. Make sure you try it, right? And make sure you try that combination. Make sure you try that combination of the triple mac and the lasagna because it is delicious, all right? And I'm the one that came up with that, by the way. Man, Michael Skinner asks, do you think that these fires are arson? I really don't know. I mean, I don't know what to think. It's kind of hard to believe that it would be arson because these fires happen pretty much every single year. You know, almost every year it happens. Now, could I say that there may be some validity to the statement that, do you think that maybe these fires are happening because the forests maybe are not being maintained, too much shrubbery and stuff like that? I could say that there would be more validity to that than that they were arson, right? But I don't even know that about Canada. I don't even know that that's the reason those fires started, right? So I have no idea what kind of forestry services they have in Canada, how they take care of their forests as far as, you know, cleaning out the brushes and the dead trees and stuff like that. So I can't even say that. But I would say that there would be more validity to the fact that maybe they started because the forests weren't being maintained the way that they should, right? So, but I don't think that there are some, but then again, I don't have any reason to think that they are or that they are not. Let's see. Really? So Janet says here that there is a video out there showing that Canada set all of those fires. Man, if you're saying that they set all those fires on purpose, that's terrible. I don't know why anyone would do that. Now, when you say that Canada set all those fires, do you mean like their government or that just people that had a bad intent did that. Some of you guys crack me up. Gracious 48, how are you doing? How you doing, Don Quest? Good to see you. Let's see. Carol McKinney, how are you doing? Let's see, bringing it down. Oh, let's see. Sean Ondell, any recommendations on a good water pitcher that eliminates fluoride? The zero water that I was talking about will do that, because it's like reverse osmosis quality. All right, that zero water. Right, but like I said, if you're prepared to exchange the filter about every 50 gallons of water or so, then and you're going to pay about $8 to $10 a filter, then I believe that one will do it. All right, efficiently. All right, and in my opinion, at a pretty good price. I mean, to start off, the pitcher is only like $30. If you're looking for it, go to my Amazon storefront. I have them on there, and they're only like $29 or $30 for the pitcher with one filter. And then you can buy filters by packs of 8, I think, for like $60-$70 when I purchased them. I don't know how much they've gone up since then. I don't know if they've gone up at all. But I think that those zero waters are pretty good for what you're getting and for what you're paying. Wow, are you kidding me, Lisa? The filters for the zero water are now $15? Oh my goodness. Well, it's a good thing I bought mine when I did, back when they were like $8 a piece, because I stocked up on those filters too. And that's one of the things that Preparedness does for you, ladies and gentlemen. It allows you to preserve your purchasing power. Incredible. That's it. Wow, that's almost 100% gain. Okay, all right, let's see. I'm bringing it down. How are we at? We're at a little over an hour. Wow, time just flies. Let's see. I can't wait to get the chickens, ladies and gentlemen. When I get the chickens, I want to do a video of just me sitting in front of the chicken coop, looking at the chickens and not saying a word. See how many people click on that. Let's see. Carrie Booth asked, Rudy, what is it that you take for vitamins since you are only eating meats? I don't. Every once in a while. All right. And I'm doing this as an experiment because the last time that I did this, it worked out good. Every once in a while, maybe every 2 weeks or so, or every 10 days, I will take some of the vitamin water. I call it liquid nutrient from Nutrient Survival, right? But it's one of the little packs, the one that's green, that has pretty much 100% of everything that you need. About every 10 days to 2 weeks, I'll take one with my electrolytes, right? That's it. The last time that I had my blood work done, 3 months after I was diagnosed with diabetes, I had not taken anything at all, nothing at all, as far as vitamins, and all of my blood work as far as vitamins go came back fine. The only thing that was a little bit low was my vitamin D, and it was just a tiny bit low. It wasn't even off by 10%. So this time around, for my next round of blood work, I'm trying to not take any vitamins at all. But like I said, about every 2 weeks or so, I take one little packet. And I don't even take it because I feel like I need it, because I feel like I'm deficient in anything, because I'm feeling a certain way. I don't even do it for that. I just do it to make sure that I'm going to be halfway okay. You know, that I'm going to be all right as far as the parameters of where my vitamin measurements are supposed to be. Right? Because I don't want to show up to the doctor and then be extremely low on everything, and then him go nuts and say, no, you got to take this and this and that. Forget what you're doing. You got to do this, right? I want to make sure that I'm where I'm supposed to be. And that's why I'm taking like maybe one every 2 weeks, if that, really, tell you the truth. So no, I don't take anything as far as vitamins or nothing like that. I go for a walk almost every day. I get plenty of sun working outside when I go for a walk, you know, working on my chicken coop, doing stuff outside. So, you know, so far working pretty good. Oh, look at this. Thank you for Carpenter Kathy. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Thank you. And thank you for being here as well. I don't think I said hello to you today. Let's see. Natasha Anna asks, will Nutrient Survival make a diabetic version of their food? I don't see them doing that in the near future. And let me tell you why. I tell you exactly why right now. Number one, because their facility is only made for non-meat products. Okay. Now I'm sure that you can turn some. Well, let me finish that thought. Their facility that they have now is about 100,000 square feet, and it's only made for non-meat products, meaning that meat cannot be processed in their facility. Right? They would pretty much have to either divide their facility and completely seal both sides to be able to make meat products on one side and non-meat products on the other side, or build another facility on their land that's just for meat products. All right, so I don't see them doing that very soon, because industrial size freeze dryers like the ones that they have, which pretty much can fit my entire house inside, right? Those things are very, very expensive, and it takes a long time to actually build them, right? However, you can actually take their foods and make them diabetic friendly yourself. For example, if you have like their homestyle scramble, which is my favorite, and I haven't had any of that stuff since January 13 when I found out that I was diabetic. I haven't had any of it at all, but I will one day. I'm trying to take the first 6 months to a year to try to find where it is that I need to be as far as everything leveling off, as far as my sugar leveled off, and as far as maybe I lost a little bit of weight, and as far as I'm where I'm supposed to be, as far as my sugar mainly. Once I've leveled off and I've found my equilibrium by eating no carbohydrates whatsoever, then I can start to introduce little by little some things back into my diet that have some carbohydrates in them. So instead of being full carnivore, I can just go back to being ketovore, where I can have up to like 30 grams of carbohydrates per day. So a way that I would turn the homestyle scramble into a diabetic friendly meal would be by doing two things. Would be by adding extra eggs to it. So I would cook it, and then I would also cook some of my vitamin eggs, cook up 2 or 3 servings of vitamin eggs, and add it to my homestyle scramble, in addition of adding more fat, either in the form of butter or in the form of an animal fat like lard or like tallow. So the combination of adding extra protein and extra fat to that homestyle scramble will actually make it a lower um, glycemic index. It will give it a lower glycemic index, meaning that all of that extra fat and protein that you put in there and mixed up with it, that's going to make it where your body absorbs whatever carbohydrates there's in that homestyle scramble, where it absorbs it into your body a lot slower. So it won't spike your blood sugar as high or as fast. I hope that made sense. But eventually, like I said, once I've stable down and I've found my equilibrium, I will start adding a couple of things here and there. Right. But I'm never going to go back to the way that it used to be, because obviously that way was very destructive to my health. All right. I hope all of that made sense. Sometimes I just run away with these things. All right. I'm bringing it down. Okay. JT says that she saw a satellite image that showed that all of the fires were started at the same time. Interesting. Let's see. Evita says that some of the minerals found in real Redmond salt are calcium, potassium, magnesium, iron, zinc, and those are all of the things that you need as far as electrolyte, by the way. They are 60 plus trace minerals, and table salt is stripped. So Redmond salt has 60 plus trace minerals. I didn't even know this, right? And regular salt, like table salt, is stripped of all of those minerals. So for overall better health, get Redmond salt. Like I said, that salt is delicious. I didn't even know that it had so many minerals and trace minerals in it. All I know is that it tasted so darn good. Okay, thank you, MB. All right, let's see. The electrolytes. Carrie asked, what kind of electrolytes and where do you get them? They're all over the place. We usually have, we're actually trying 2 new types, and I'll tell you why. But the one that I would recommend that you start with is Dr. Berg. I don't think that I have them on my Amazon storefront, but you can check if you like. Click on my Amazon link, and if I have them, they'll show up there on the things that I recommend. But if I don't, just look up Dr. Berg, Berg electrolytes, and he's got several different flavors. Now, we've tried all of the flavors that he has to offer, and we've stocked up on the ones that we really like. All right. However, when you're on this type of a diet, a carnivore diet mainly, then you really look for things that have flavor outside of just meat. Not saying that I'm not even close to being tired of eating meat, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that's really working well for me. I mean, I am satiated all day, meaning I'm never ever hungry, and I feel satisfied all day long. Right? I've been eating twice a week. I mean, twice a day lately, because for some reason, ever since I stopped drinking coffee, let me see, this is my 9th day, 9 days in a row, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't had any coffee, but ever since I stopped drinking coffee, after about the 3rd day, I've gotten hungrier towards the middle of the day, and then hungry again towards the end of the day. And believe it or not, now that I'm eating twice a day, it seems to me that I've lost weight a little bit faster. So I was really hung up there for about a month. It took me about a month, a little over a month, to lose like 1.5 pounds. And I wasn't really complaining about it very much, because my blood sugar was stabilizing, which is my main goal, is to have my blood sugar stabilize, to be as close to normal as possible without me taking any medication. So I wasn't really complaining about the weight. And I was still losing inches off my waist, which means that my weight, although it was kind of like staying the same, it was just shifting from one place to another in my body. Well, about 3 days after I stopped drinking coffee, I was getting hungrier faster. So I started eating 2 meals a day. And I've lost like 3 or 4 pounds just in the last 5 days. So I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Okay. All I know is that that's what's happened, and I'm not going to complain about it. But where I was getting at is that when you're just eating pretty much just meat, and you're not having any kind of sweets or anything like that whatsoever, when you find an electrolyte powder that doesn't have any calories, right, and it's sweetened naturally with a natural sweetener like stevia or monk fruit, then if you find one that you really like the flavor, you really look forward to drinking yourself some electrolyte that tastes like watermelon, right? So we've been trying different types of electrolytes that are different flavors that fall within that ketovore, range, meaning that it doesn't have any sugars, it doesn't have any artificial flavors or nothing like that. All right, everything that's in the Dr. Berg electrolytes are very good, all natural, organic stuff, good for you, right? So we've been trying other kinds as well, but Dr. Berg's, if I had to recommend one, that's the one that I would recommend right now, because it's the one that I started with, and it has a lot of different options, and it's very good quality. And there I go again, ladies and gentlemen. I told you that if you want to ask me a 1-sentence question and you want me to take 1 minute to answer it, that's not going to happen. It's going to take me like 20 minutes just to answer your 1-second question. All right. Tonette is in the house. My mods, you fail me, mods. My moderators fail me. You know why? Because you know that if I don't say hello to Tonette or her hubby, that I get in trouble. All right? So hello, Tonette, TGIF. And say hello to the hubby for us. It's good to see you, Tonette. Julie, hello. Lynn Gruen, how are you doing? Let's see. Who else do we have here? Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Lynn, I have a link for the Redmond salt. It's not my link, but please use it because it will support another YouTuber. All right. And by the way, that YouTuber's name is Ferrigno Freedom. That's the name of his YouTube channel. Really nice guy. Goes by the name of Dante, Dante. Right. And if you go to my Reversing Diabetes series, I think it's like episode 4 or 5. But if you check those episodes, just click on them and check them. You'll see that I have a Redmond salt link on there with that code that saves you 15%. So if you're going to get it anyways, go ahead and use that code and use that link because it's going to help out another YouTuber. And the funny thing is that this gentleman, he doesn't even know who I am. or that I'm doing this. So it's just pretty awesome to be able to send people to his, to his site or to his link so that he can earn a little bit of money off of his affiliateship. And he's a smaller YouTuber as well. And if you go follow his channel, Ferrigno Freedom, is the name of his channel. This guy is a really good, down-to-earth guy. I'm sure that you'll love him. Cuba Bound, how are you? Good to see you. How you doing, Liz? Thank you, Liz, very much. David Clark, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Mario, how are you doing? Hey, Mario, I'm not sure if you were, thank you, by the way. Thank you, Mario. I'm not sure if you were here earlier during the live stream, but I used that email that you sent me on the banks. I went ahead and talked about that earlier during the live stream, which is why I named the live stream. One day it'll be just gone. One day it'll all just be gone. And that's what's going to happen with the banks. One day it's just going to be gone. And the funny thing is, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people are like, no, that'll never happen. But consider this. Let's say you have $1 million in the bank, right? And let's say that your bank never shuts down. We go into some kind of an economic emergency, hyperinflation, whatever, it never shuts down. But let's say that instead of living here in the United States, that you live in Zimbabwe or that you live in Venezuela, and you had $1 million of their dollars in the bank. Banks never shut down. But how much is that $1 million worth, right? That's why you need to be prepared. Because your preps are going to be worth a lot more than that paper currency that you have put away, whether it's in physical form, physical dollars, or whether it's in digits. Jeffrey, no, I'm not doing a Sunday live. In the summertime here, and I actually think I'd done this last year too and the year before. In the summertime, I usually cut it down to one live stream every other week. So every other Friday is what we're doing. And if I do a live stream in between, then it's going to be an impromptu live stream, all right? Where I'm going to do a giveaway or something like that, or something big is happening. So yeah, our next live stream will be the Friday after next. Man, don't let Canadian Prepper hear that, Wyatt. Is Canadian Prepper your brother? No, he's not. Oh, you know what? That brings up a great point. Thank you for bringing up Canadian Prepper. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, listen, I'm going to say this real quick. Throughout the years, every time I mention Canadian Prepper, someone always says something that they don't like about Canadian Prepper. But this is what I've always said. And for those of you that are OGs that have been here for a long time, you'll know that this is what I've always said, because it is. Listen, we can all learn from each other. And you don't have to agree with everything that anyone has to say for you to be able to learn from someone, right? Or for you to be able to get something good out of what they're saying. All right. So, every time that I mention Canadian Prepper, for one reason or another, someone always says something bad. But that's okay. Still, don't unsubscribe. Still be subscribed to all the channels that you find some interest in, because you never know when you're going to learn something from them. Now, Canadian Prepper, he hit over 1 million subscribers. I just noticed here a couple of days ago. I mean, go over there and say congratulations. I haven't even done that because I just noticed it a few days ago, and I didn't think to do it. All right, but I will do it. Go over there and say congratulations. In the prepper community, all right, we have to support each other within the prepper community. And when someone within the prepper community hits a milestone like 1 million subscribers on YouTube, that is a huge milestone. You have to understand that I think it's probably like 0.0001% of YouTubers have 1 million subscribers or more, right? So that's a great milestone. And in my opinion, the Canadian Prepper, I don't agree with everything that he has to say. I really don't. There's a lot of things that he agrees with that I don't, but that doesn't matter. I've learned a lot from Canadian Prepper. All right. So go over there and say congratulations, man, because that is awesome. Because the better that prepper channels that are above us do, the better that we will do in the long run. All right. So go over there and say congratulations to the guy. I think he deserves it. It takes a lot of work, for someone to get to that milestone on YouTube. And no, I don't ever want to get to 1 million subscribers ever. Okay. Because I had to buy my wife a motorcycle at 100,000, and I don't feel like buying her a space shuttle when I hit 1 million. Okay, so Where I'm at, I'm good. Okay. I won't be like Johnny Bravo, all right, asking you all to subscribe because I want to get to 1 million. All right. But no, in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, go say congratulations to Canadian Prepper. I think it's awesome that he hit that milestone. And all in all, I believe that Canadian Prepper, he's a really good person. All right. And yes, he's a capitalist. He's turned his passion, because I hear people complain about that as well. But think about this. If you had the opportunity to turn your passion, turn something that you love doing into a business that would become profitable, would you not do that? So that you didn't have to go and punch a clock every day. So yeah, he's turned his passion into a business that pays him to be able to live a good standard of living. And that's what we all want, right? So say congratulations to the guy. I think that's awesome. All right, the code Dante still works. I would love for that link to blow up and for Dante to get more orders put through his link than he's got subscribers. That would be awesome. He'd be like, what in the world is going on? Yeah, behind liberal lines. That's why there was no live stream last week. Yes. Okay. But so every other week for the summer. And like I said, maybe every once in a while, maybe I'll throw in between now and the next live stream, I'll throw in an impromptu live stream. Jeff Roderick, how are you doing? Let's see. Yes, you can make salt water with the I think it's with the big Redmond salt chunks. I believe is the way you make it, Evita. Yeah, they've got a whole bunch, and they also have electrolytes at Redmond Salt, and I haven't tried those yet, so I don't know what they're like. All right, but they also have electrolytes there as well. James Carroll says, "I was wowed by your." So James, I'm assuming that you did not know about the Cloward and Piven strategy, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not know what the Cloward and Piven strategy is, if you do not know that, go check out the video that I put out. I think it was, give me a second. Let me see when it was that I put that out, because that's a very important video. Okay. Oh, look at that. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let me see what day it was. That way I can tell you exactly. It was yesterday's video. Okay, don't miss this. It says, all right, that was yesterday's video. So if you do not know what the Cloward and Piven strategy is, please go watch yesterday's video. The title is something like "Don't Miss This." All right, I'm wearing a red shirt on the thumbnail, because when you see that video and then you go and do a little more research, because I leave the links to everything, you're going to understand exactly why it is that we are in the state that we are in here in the United States of America and also in other Western nations. You're going to understand it 100% why it is that this is happening. All right. And you're going to understand 100% why I've often said that this is all planned. And the thing is that this will never, ever be taught in schools. So it is the responsibility of we, the parents, to teach this to our children. That way they can see what's going on. And hopefully, when we finally start a new paradigm, when we finally leave the fourth turning and start that first turning again, the turning into spring, into life, that when the next 1, 2, 3 generations pass by, that their children and their children's children will remember what this is. That way it won't happen again. It's the only way that we can stop or break the chain of these things happening over and over again through history, is for us to educate ourselves. So if you don't know about the Cloward and Piven strategy, please go watch that video. I think it's only like 20 minutes long or even less. How long is that video? It's 13 minutes long, ladies and gentlemen. 13 minutes long. Go watch that video. It's worth the 13 minutes. And there's Ma. How are you doing, Ma? Good to see you. How you doing, Nancy? Good to see you. Yes, Michael. Michael says the Canadian Prepper is a great channel to learn from. And Pinball. Man, how's Pinball doing? I haven't been over to his channel for a while. I don't really watch too many prepper channels, ladies and gentlemen. I try not to watch too many. I watch one here and one there. because I really don't want, I want to get what I talk about and what I do. I want to keep it, kind of like natural, right? To what I want to do, not because I get it from somewhere else, right? So I don't watch too many prepper channels. Every once in a while, I'll see one like Grayman Prepping. He put out a review here not too long ago. I watched that. I saw that review that he did on the EcoFlow refrigerator freezer. Pretty good review if you haven't seen it, and it's a pretty awesome machine, by the way. But I don't watch too many. I guess I want my content to be as original to myself as it can be, right? And the funny thing is that every once in a while I'll put something up that I just thought about myself. I didn't see it anywhere else. And then once I put the video up, I see that someone else did the same thing like a day before. And I'm like, man, now people are going to think that I just saw this video and then I just did my own and copying it. But it is what it is. It's YouTube. It's a big world out there. All right, I'm going to bring it down some because I am really, really super far behind. Let's see. Oh, maybe not that far behind. All right, Ali, have a good night. All right, what time is it? All right, I got to get going here pretty soon. I got a steak to make. I have to go and grill the steak, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, go check out Pinball Preparedness. Hey, has he hit 100,000 yet? Has Pinball hit 100,000 yet? Let me know. Hey, how you doing, Gerald? Good to see you. All right, well, listen, I think it's time to, let me see. I got to start here. Okay. Oh, awesome. Okay. I think it's time for me to call it for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say thank you very much for all of you joining in. And if there's anyone here that's new, I know there's not that many of you here in the chats today, but if there's anyone here that's new for any chance, make sure that during our outro, you put I am new in all caps so that we can shout you out and so that the community can welcome you into our nice little community that we have here. All right. And we're going to do what we do every single Friday that we do have a live stream. We're going to go ahead and do our Friday safety brief. And I've learned to keep it very short. This is our Friday safety brief. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. All right. Don't ruin your life just to try to have a little bit of fun. That's only going to last a little while. Right? Because the life that you ruin is not only going to be your own, it'll be the lives of very many people if you decide to get behind the wheel of a car after you drank. So I changed my mind. I'm going to make this into a long one. So if you're going to drink, ladies and gentlemen, that's fine. Have a great time. Get a designated driver, right? Get a taxi, right? Ask someone to bring you back home from the bar. Just don't drive and get behind the wheel, right? Because lives get destroyed that way. Other than that, I hope that you all have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. Look at this. We had a superstar lurking amongst us, and she waits till the last minute to say hello. Thank you, Angie. I hope you're doing well. It's very nice to see you. Say hello to Gary, by the way. It's good to see you. Thank you very much, Angie. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. All right. I hope that you have a great week or 2 weeks ahead until our next live stream. Other than that, I may have a impromptu live stream between now and then because I have a feeling that I'm going to do a little bit of a giveaway, but we'll wait and see what happens with that. All right. God bless every one of you. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to every one of you and your families. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper, and I'm out. Love you all. We'll see you later. And here is our outro.